Let's go over 4 attacks that you can use to crush internet bases every time at Town Hall 12. What's up, my friends? My name's Corrupt. Let's start with this first ring style base here. I've hit this base plenty of times and know the ins and outs to it. The main goal here is to first start off with a queen charge on one side. That way you're able to get rid of the enemy CC, as that is going to be a big threat to either your miners or your hog riders and your miners. Now, along with this, you have got the use of either the battle blimp or siege barrack. The siege barrack is great, especially on this base with the use of the miners. That way you're able to easily send them in all the way into the town hall. That's it. Pretty much the miners just work a lot better if they're going into an area where there's very light amounts of defenses, especially if the town hall has not been activated. However, if you want to hit this with hybrid, you can always go ahead and do a queen charge on one side, then use the king to create the funnel. Along with that, you've got a perfect path for the hybrid. You're pretty much just going to hybrid the ring. And while that's going on, you've got the use of the battle blimp to take care of the town hall. That's as simple as it gets, but that's in terms of what I have been able to do against this particular base at the more max level back when Town Hall 13 was maxed. So in order to start this off, you are going to be starting to create the funnel. This is going to be using the queen, maybe a couple baby dragons if you want to bring that. You can bring a wizard to create the funnel, but pretty much what you're doing is you want to get your queen to go right the way in the base. You can use wizards, you can use minions, you can use miners, you can use a lot to create the funnel so you're able to get your queen to go in. Now, at this point, you want to be able to make sure to drop your rage spell once you start to step up for certain defenses, along with being able to prepare to deal with the enemy CC. As an example, this is a lava hound and a baby dragon, nothing too bad to deal with, you can easily deal with them. Now, while this is going on, while you're dealing with the enemy CC, you've also got to start using the siege barrack and the king. Now, on these type of bases where they're more walled off, you can bring a super wall breaker, and once you kind of clear out a specific structure, you can actually get your king to start working his way in to take down the Eagle artillery on this opposite side. Pretty much what you're doing at this point is while you're letting your queen charge her way in, you've got the siege barrack and the king to start dishing out some damage, and once you've got a good lane, you can then start sending in the miners and the Grand Warden to start working right their way over into the town hall. That's it. That's really simple. So all you have to do is just allow the miners to go in for the core. This is something that a lot of the hog riders won't actually be able to do, and they really won't be able to get rid of the town hall as it's not activated until the miners get closer to it. So pretty much it's a good choice. And along with that, you can use the Warden Eternal Tome over the miners to get through in case there are some skeleton traps in there that might play a big factor in terms of the defense. But other than that, after this point, you've got the miners to kind of sweep through the rest of it with no problem at all. It just goes to show how strong miners are in terms of dealing with these common type of bases. And Queen Charge Miners is a great farming strategy, but along with that, it is great for war, and you can easily crush a lot of different base types in a lot of different styles no matter what, as the miners are just able to easily get through with no problems whatsoever. Now, are you tired of teaser bases? Yes, teaser bases are easy to take care of because all you really need to do is just go away from them. That's it. So usually this is going to be a great choice for the Zap Witches. Pretty much all you want to look for is either multi or single infernos. It really doesn't matter. As an example here, there are 3 single target infernos. How you take these on is very simple. All you got to do is use the lightning spells and try to take down as many structures as possible, of course minus the CC. So that way what you're able to then do is weaken the core as a whole, so you can use the log launcher to get all the way over to the town hall to get rid of it. Now keep in mind that you also do need to worry about this left-hand side of the base. There is usually going to be traps here. Giant bombs, there's probably going to be maybe spring traps there, possibly. There's always going to be Teslas. There could be a sort of tornado trap right here. So those are things to be very aware of if you're hitting a teaser base. But other than that, you're going to be starting off with the lightning spells, and you're going to use them over as many defenses as possible to dish out as much damage as possible. This is where you're going to be able to get a huge amount of the core down just by using the lightning spells and earthquake. Even if they were multi-infernos, that would be huge value, and those are the things that you want to be very aware of. After that point, though, you've got everything to start working your way through. Super Giants are great tanks, and they also dish out a larger damage to walls, making them pretty ideal in certain cases. But making sure that you're able to easily start working your way through is exactly what you want to do. You also want to have, or try to have, your heroes start to work in, like the Archer Queen, because you will be dealing with an enemy CC. That's why bringing a poison spell is very, very effective, and you'll be able to get through it. Along with that, make sure to use the Grand Warden ability over the log launcher. You do not know that a single Inferno can absolutely get through a log launcher like it's nothing, so make sure that you use that ability so you can protect not only the heroes, the Super Giants, the witches, skeletons, but also the log launcher or the wall wrecker, which we will be going over later on. But the main goal here is just to easily start moving through, dishing out damage, getting through the enemy CC, which if it's something like a super minion CC, just drop a poison on it. As long as they stay in that poison for longer, they're going to be able to easily get taken down with no problem whatsoever. Nothing really needs to touch them pretty much. But as you're able to move through, you've got Super Giants, you've got witches, and as you can tell, yes, there are Teslas. And like I said, you need to be very careful of this area being trapped up. So attacking away from it is a great choice. So as you're able to move through, you've pretty much gotten through a larger area of the base, and it allows you to have the use of a rage spell or a jump spell if you want in order to get through and take down the town hall. All you've really got to do is just start overwhelming it, and you can use that queen, her ability to get through it with no problem, and you will be able to get a 3-star on this base consistently. There's always, of course, going to be different things that you want to consider, but for the most part, this is a very easy style of base to take care of, as most of the time, the Zap Witch can actually do a lot of really good work against this common style of base. Tired of using Zap Witches or using the Super Witch Smash? Well, you can always use the GoWiPe. This is a very simple and old school attack made new with the Super Wizards. All you're doing is you are looking at the base for chain. Pretty much similar to E-Drags, but you want to be able to get all the way across to the town hall. Now, a trick that you can use is the log launcher and 4 earthquake spells, because you can use the logs from the log launcher and the 4 earthquake to actually get rid of the town hall from afar. It can be really, really strong if you're able to get it correctly, but it's a great idea if you plan on using the log launcher with this attack. It's pretty simple stuff as well. So all you have to do is create the funnel naturally by using the golems and also using the P.E.K.K.A.s and the super wizards. You're going to create the funnel on both sides in order to make sure that you're able to send in your log launcher and your heroes right themselves into the base. That's it. That's pretty much very simple. Now you can also go ahead and use the wall wrecker if you feel that you want to be able to easily push your way into the base without having to really worry about anything too much, or you want to use it as a tank. That is really where the log launcher doesn't really have enough juice for, as the wall wrecker will be able to act as that tank for you if you have a large part of your super wizards going into the base. So that is pretty simple. Other than that, though, you're going to use the log launcher to get through smaller units like archers or even headhunters, but then also being able to use the 4 earthquake spells to get through the town hall. As you can see, the logs are dealing that damage. They did activate the town hall, and the 4 earthquake spells allows him to easily start to weaken the town hall to a point to where just one more log is able to dish it out, and he doesn't need to worry about it at all. Now, he is pretty thin in terms of all of his super wizards, as a lot of them are on the outside. Most did die from the outside, but he's got witches to provide even more support while everything works himself through. That's really how simple it is. This base, once one earthquake spell and the log launcher opens up the base, it's practically open for everything. So you want to consider those small little factors when you are using this attack strategy. It is very important that you are able to get through, as the super wizards will not be able to get through themselves, but combining them with witches, P.E.K.K.A.s, and really the super wizards themselves, they're able to easily get through with no problem whatsoever, thus making this a very strong attack that you may want to try out in your wars. Tired of dealing with island bases? Bat Slap has got you covered. This is an easy attack using the bat spells and the witches. This is not like an IC5, so you're not really using it nearly the same way. But the difference here is what you're going to be able to do with this. Pretty much, you are mainly looking at a couple different factors on the base. Is there 3 Infernos that are set to single? If you look at this, there are. Along with that, you want to mainly look to get rid of the Town Hall, Eagle Artillery, and most of the Wizard Towers. You just want to consider them and where they're kind of placed. That way you're able to know how many freeze spells do you need to bring, and therefore how can you hit this base. Now you want to really think about this base as quadrants. So each island is like its own little quadrant of the base, and the in-between stuff is really just filler. Pretty much that is everything that you would really need to know in order to beat this. And there are plenty of different attacks like Hybrid, the GoWiPe, and there's a lot of different attacks that would work on this base alone, as there's a lot of chain. There is areas of the base that you can get rid of with just the miners as they move through. You can use a battle blimp to take care of the town hall. I mean, there's a lot to go through, but pretty much it's really simple. All you've got to do is create a funnel, maybe use a couple wall breakers in order to break open this area, but you're creating the funnel here in order to make it easier for your witches to start driving in. That is pretty much it. You're going to start off with a short queen charge. That way you're able to easily start moving through. Then you can let the witches, the log launcher, and the rest of your heroes to start moving into the base. And you could easily take down any type of CC, even a lava hound is made easier because the witches, all those witches, like 12 of them, are just going to crush through a lava hound. You can also use the War in Eternal Tome and the use of a earthquake spell to activate the town hall and to weaken other structures like the eagle, so that then the log launcher takes them down. But the skeletons here are just going to provide so much support as you're working all the way through the base, and you could easily get through and take down the town hall with all of these little Larrys that you've got just summoned from the witches to easily take it down. Now, along with this, you're then going to be able to start your bat spells, and you are going to use them in the base. You're going to use them in one of the islands, mainly where a wizard tower is. That way, what you're able to do is get through the wizard tower while something is tanking, and you could also use a freeze. Usually, I would recommend trying to freeze early if you notice the wizard tower hitting your bats, and that way, you can start using everything else, even if you have still like a freeze left up and all the other wizard towers were taken down by the queen and the witches. You can just allow yourself to easily work your way all the way through with the use of the freeze spells. That way you're able to just get rid of other structures while still helping the rest of it. That way it's just a little bit easier. So getting rid of the single inferno, not a problem. You can also use the freeze on other structures included. But overall, this is an overkill base. You can just destroy these type of bases with the use of the witches and the bat spells to easily get a triple. So if you've ever wanted to use this combination in a war or anything else, this is probably one of the best ways to easily earn a triple at Town Hall 12 with just using these boys. As you can see, the Larrys and the goblins easily taking care of the rest of it. And that's how simple this attack can be. If you like what you see here, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any informational guides and list type videos. Let me know what you guys would want to see next here on the channel, and make sure to use code Corrupt, and I'll be catching you in the next video. Corrupt, signing out.